We booked those 3 fashion models for 1 o'clock. Where could they be now?
Hi, my name is Alexander Eberhage, and I'm the director of Flash Cube. It's a music video about uh, a group of fashion models who kind of ditched their photography session to kind of have a fun day out on the city.
Great. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
This was shot all in Chicago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I go to film school in Chicago, and so it was it was just a perfect backdrop, like one of the things we really wanted to do with this was to kind of have it be like a gritty 70s film, something like The Warriors, and or like what's the other one? Taking Up Pelham, something like that, where it's like you're using all these kind of in every corner of Chicago has that. So it's like New York City in that way, where you have like these, how like Scorsese used that a bit. So yeah, we just try to find, interesting locations for that. Yeah.
She's got photographic moves, knows what she wants to tell us, and when we're in the dark room.
Yeah, it was kind of within the downtown area, and part of the film school is in downtown, and so there were certain alleyways where it was like you would walk past it every day, and you'd be like, oh, that's a cool alleyway. I got to do something with that.
Great. So where did you find the actors? How did you cast this?
Yeah, so one of the I actually knew my last short film, which was in the fest last year. I I had screened that because I made that for a class project, and one of the 2 of the students who were in this video, the photographer, the actor who played the photographer, and the one of the fashion models, Nadia. So David and Nadia, they were in. They had seen that film, and they really liked the time travel film, and I knew them from that, and they had acted in some shorts in that class, and so I reached out to them and I said, would you be interested in something like this? And they're like, yeah, David's a big fan of 70s and 80s films, and Nadia kind of had that look I wanted. She's the woman in kind of the white hair and kind of the white what do you call that? Kind of like sheep fur, right? Kind of jacket. And she happened to have known 2 other women who were kind of into, fashion in that type of look. And one of them actually, with the leather jacket and the black glasses and kind of that little hat, she ended up, I didn't know when we filmed, but she ended up being a real fashion model in Chicago. And, she's done like carpet walks, where you wear a piece of designer clothing and you show it off, and it has been in different Chicago fashion magazines. And so she didn't even bring that up, but afterwards I found that out, and I was like, what, I have a real fashion model to be in this. And so it was just such a weird coincidence.
You've actually got real models in this film as the actors. That's interesting.
Yeah, but it was a surprise. I didn't even know that. But what was great is that they had the right attitude, and we kind of worked on negotiating an attitude, to kind of be flirtatious, and because there's a bit of flirtation between them and the photographers, but not to be mean, but just to we wanted them to be empowered as well. But they had the perfect clothing for that. They didn't have to buy all that. They had those outfits, and it was just so perfect.
So the song is by Exposed Foreheads, and the song is called Flash Cube. That was probably the jumping off point to do models and all that, and like a photo shoot and everything?
Yeah, so the singer Mark GE of Exposed Foreheads, he had kind of, was talking to him about, some of the influences I was watching in film school, kind of those 70s films. And he was kind of interested in maybe taking on some of those visual ideas and, putting them in a video, because the song kind of, it was a song first and then the video, but he kind of developed a story that kind of related to the song, and kind of just a brief, couple of story points about, the fashion models, digital photographer, And so I had to kind of take that and kind of, figure out, how do I add character to that? How do I kind of like, morph that into, visual gags? And so there's kind of little gags between the characters. And so, that was something I had to kind of visualize and then kind of figure out the locations. But I think the big part of it was trying to just not do a modern interpretation of it,
The thing about your short is that it feels effortless and like we're just grabbing shots. But I know you had to have like a shot list and you had to plan some of this stuff out. So how do you talk with your DP in figuring out how to get this stuff while you're running around the city?
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, it was funny. I was the DP, so it was kind of, I didn't have much conversation there, but
You were the DP?
yeah, I filmed it all too and directed it. A lot of this was kind of, on the spot kind of filmmaking. And kind of going with what you have with your surroundings, but there's certain angles like the low angle at the end where they kind of throw him the camera and things like that. But yeah, it was kind of impromptu a bit, but that kind of we did create an outline that they saw, the actors, so that they knew what kind of shots we wanted to get, but yeah.
Did you have any other crew members?
No, not really. It was just me and the cast really. It was kind of just
No one,
yeah,
no one to bounce light or deflect light or anything like that?
no, it was just me and the cast, and it was kind of I had to kind of run this whole thing, and so it was kind of just making sure it was all running well.
So what year are you now in DePaul?
Yeah, so I just finished my second year, and I'm gonna just start my third year in September. So yeah,
2 more years to go then.
yeah.
What are your plans coming up? Do you have another film that you're thinking of or going to shoot another music video? What do you got going on?
Yeah, right now I'm in the middle of editing this documentary. Yeah, just a little behind the scenes documentary, but I'm really excited about that, and I think it's an angle of the film that you wouldn't even think about. So I'm excited about that. I'm in the middle of writing this script for something I want to shoot in the fall, but I think with the film school thing, it's kind of a I'm not setting down like, oh, I'm going to film this in the fall. It kind of depends on what classes you have. I think I try my best to save some of the ideas to make it a class project, just to kind of um just to kind of hit that criteria and to do it for something that would be graded too. But so I'm not sure if I'm going to film it then or now, but I'm almost done with the script and I'm really happy about it. It's kind of a sci-fi project, like my other works, but I'm doing that, and then this summer, I think I might be, filming another music video for Exposed Foreheads. I'm still working on that a bit, but yeah, and I'm just kind of, and in between, I like to do a bit of like comedy skits, So I'm just kind of, just wanting to do a range of different things, and I think just try things out. I haven't really done documentary that much, but I kind of wanted to kind of, just kind of go in that realm a bit. And, I'd taken a documentary class a couple quarters ago. And so that was, I'm just trying to try it all a bit,
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.